Mike Filkins here. So today I went down to Boggs Creek and picked up a Model X Henry. I've really been hoping for a 357 Model X, but you know, those are kind of few and far in between. But they did have a 410 Model X. You know, and I've got the 410 Axe, and then I've got the standard blued with the wood furniture 410. But I've always wanted the Model X. It comes with a full choke, uses the Invector type choke tubes, so you can swap those out. You know, if you want to shoot slugs or whatever, you can put the improved cylinder choke in. Fiber optic sights. Does come with the Picatinny rail, so you can add a flashlight, and M-Lok, so you can add other accessories as well. The synthetic stock on both ends. It's set up so you can throw a sling on there fairly quick, and just like all the other Henrys, it is a side gate. Like I said, this is a 410. Comes with a large loop also, which I like, because most of my Henrys, if they didn't have a large loop on them, I went ahead and got one and put it on just because I like it, and that's just a personal preference. You know, one of my earliest memories was a little kid. Granddad would have skunks or coons out in his barn, getting into his cattle feed, his, you know, horse feed or whatever. You know, he'd be out there holding a flashlight in one hand and an old Ruger Mark I in the other to dispatch of them. You know, you throw a flashlight on here, this is going to be a perfect barn gun, camp gun. You know, you may even want to throw it in the boat. But actually what I'm going to do with it this year is I'm going to use it for turkey, I think. For the most part, I can get turkeys out here, you know, 15, 20 yards away. You are limited to the 2.5-inch shells for it, but I'm going to try a couple of different rounds here. I'm going to use some just some regular number 9 Federals just to kind of see how they shoot, and then some number 4 Winchesters. You know, and at the end of this video, I'll post some pictures of what the patterns look like that at 20 yards. I did shoot a turkey with the 410 last year. It did great. You know, I think it was right about 15 yards out. So, you know, in personal defense, you know, from what I've read, you're better off to put the improved cylinder in for, you know, like some of the self-defense rounds, buckshot and stuff like that. So, and it is drilled and tapped for a scope if you'd like to put something like that on, but it does have the fiberglass sights. So let's go ahead and load this up, and we'll shoot a couple of water bottles and just kind of see how the action is and what the trigger pull's like. So hopefully it'll be easy enough to get some shells out of this box. So it's just like the other Henrys. You can load it through the side gate. I'm probably not going to. It's kind of like a truck. You know, I hate to scratch it. You know, you don't want to throw nothing in the bed of the truck until you know, once you scratch it, then you're okay with it. But I'm just not going to start that right off the bat. So you can load it through the tube. You can either just take this all the way out, or you can just kind of leave it sitting there. Since I've got a table here, I'm probably just going to take it all the way out. But in the field, there's no need to. So we'll just drop 5 down in here and shoot a couple of water bottles. So this is fresh out of the box, so we'll kind of get an idea how this is. If it's anything like the Axe, it's going to be really nice. So let me get my hearing protection on. I think those water bottles are probably about 10 yards out, so but that's good enough just to see how it shoots. Okay, one thing I did notice, you do have to make sure that, you know, especially if you're used to something like the 22s or, you know, a little bit shorter action, make sure you get it all the way forward so it's got plenty of room to get the shell out. I mean, but other than that, the action was beautiful. You know, most of that was my fault, just for not getting the shell or getting the lever all the way forward. I think I was just, you know, kind of bringing it up here and getting it back, you know, just just trying to be cool or whatever. So, but just make sure that you do, you use, don't try to butter it. Just pop it up there and pop it back. Make sure you get the full cycle. So, but no, it has a good trigger pull. Um, it's it's not like a 2 or 3 pound trigger pull, but I'd say it's probably about 4 pounds. It's still a fairly good pull. So hopefully you can see what it did to those jugs. I mean, it just tore them right up. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some targets up and shoot that probably off camera, and then I'll post some pictures of what those patterns look like for the number 4 and the number, I guess they're number 9 shots. So, but yeah, no, I'd say it's going to be a good gun. Got the rubber butt pad. Recoil on something like this isn't any kind of issue. It's a 410. So, but yeah, I'd say if you get a chance, make sure you get one. Like I said, I got mine down at Boggs Creek in Jefferson City, Missouri. They seem to get the stuff in that I just can't resist. So, yep, let's go ahead and I'll see what she'll do on the patterns, and hopefully if anybody has any questions, shoot me a line in the comments or whatever, and we'll try to answer them. But I think once you get this, if you've shot, most of it's pretty much self-explanatory. But no, I do like the action, like the trigger pull, do like the side gate, although I probably won't use it right off the bat. So we'll see what happens next month when turkey season shows up. So you can see by the pictures of what we did, 20 yards with the number 9. I think we had, 5 pellets that landed in a kill area. At 20 yards of number 4, I think we only had 1, and moved up to 15 yards, and I think we had 5 with the number 4s. So I think if you're going to use some straight number 4s, you're going to have to limit yourself to about 15 yards. If you can get some TSS, they have the weight of the number 4, but you get as many pellets as the number 9s. I've used them last year. I think 20 yards is a good number to try to take a turkey or something with this. But it did seem like a pattern good. Once I got used to the action, a little bit longer action, since it is a 410, it's going to be along the lines of a longer cartridge like the 30-30 or something like that. So just make sure you follow through on your stroke. All in all, I'm going to say it's a really good gun. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and probably just attach the flashlight. I'll take it off before turkey season. I know here in Missouri you're limited to a firearm that you can only load 3 rounds. Since this does hold 6, we'll have to put a plug in, so I can only be out in the field with 3, just like most people would do with a pump shot gun here. So we'll see what it does this turkey season, and hopefully we can throw some pictures up when that happens.